Yo, what's good, people? It's Dan the Fan, Fight and Talk, first ever edition. Currently, it's 4:30 in the morning here in the UK. Just finished watching Errol Spence Jr. versus Mikey Garcia. Literally just finished, and wow, it was hard to watch as a Mikey Garcia fan. I'm a fan of both of these guys. I'm a fan of boxing, you know, Dan the Fan. I'm a fan of boxing, so I try not to be a super fanboy of any individual and try and remain impartial. But as someone that's seen Mikey Garcia do great things, that was quite hard to watch, especially for the last few rounds. He was really getting busted up. Didn't have him winning one round. Got the scorecard here, 120 to 108. Only 50, sorry, I was 54 power punches to like 200 and something. So anyway, sorry, I got distracted there. I wanted to hear the punch numbers, but Errol Spence outlanding Mikey Garcia substantially, outworked him. Just basically how I kind of saw the fight going, not trying to be like, oh, I told you so, because I didn't do a prediction blog anyway. As I said, this is the first episode of Fight and Talk. But yeah, it was very hard to see how Mikey Garcia was going to win this fight. But given the boxing IQ of Mikey Garcia and his family, I had to feel like he saw something in Errol Spence that I didn't see. Because to me, Spence was just going to be too big, too strong. The fundamentals were going to be too great. So we got unanimous decision. Let's hear what it is. Wow. And still, Errol Spence, the truth. 25 wins, 21 knockouts. Fair play. Errol Spence, listen, I tip my hat to you, tip my hood to you. Comprehensive performance, beat Mikey Garcia in every way. I think his shot selection was great, his work rate was great, his accuracy was great, he was very efficient. He was landing more, his timing was really good, he didn't waste a lot of punches. As I said, he was very efficient. Here, let's hear what he has to say in the interview. Maybe he calls out Crawford or Porter or someone. Oh, Pacquiao's here. Oh, Pacquiao's in the ring taking pictures with Deontay Wilder doing the superstar thing. Errol Spence has called him over. He wants that Pacquiao payday. Man, he's a G. Why not? I'm so happy to be here, man. What a nice guy. What a super fella Manny Pacquiao is. So that's his plans, I guess. He wants to fight Manny Pacquiao for that big payday. I mean, I'd like to see that fight. My hometown crowd. Well done, man. From a perp. Yeah, nah, it must feel great to put on that sort of performance in your hometown, Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Obviously, he's a Texas boy himself, so yeah, that's my post-fight review, post-fight reaction to Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. As I said, Dan the Fan, brand new podcast, brand new boxing channel, brand new MMA channel. That's why we've called it Fight and Talk, because it's not just boxing. We want to talk about MMA as well. And yeah, once again, absolutely comprehensive performance from Errol Spence from start to finish. I think there was only maybe one round that was close. I think it was the second or third round I could have given to Mikey. But yeah, it was. Sorry, he's talking about Sean Porter now. I want to hear from Mikey Garcia. I might just keep this rolling until we hear from Mikey Garcia. And what I would say, look, Mikey Garcia showed a tremendous amount of determination and focus to keep going. His corner wanted to pull him out. His corner was saying to him, look, do you want to be in there? Do you really want to be in there? Because you're taking punishment right now. And obviously that's his brother, so he loves him. He doesn't want to see him take punishment. Here's Mikey now. He's giving credit to Spence. Fair play. He's a classy guy, man. Mikey is a classy guy, and he doesn't cheat the sport. Control that distance. He used all the attributes that we thought would make him the favourite, you know. He's respecting his power, of course. I mean, I'd love to know what the Garcia camp, what their actual their plan was going into this, because I kept saying to my boys, I just can't see what they see, you know? I mean, why would you pick a fight with Errol Spence, 2 weight divisions above you? I just don't get it. Obviously, I get they're both with Al Heyman, they're both with Showtime, Fox, PBC, all of that malarkey, but I just didn't see it, you know, especially when you got Lomachenko in your division, which to me would have been the super fight. Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia for all the belts at lightweight, a historic division, the 135 division. I think it was one of the original weight classes. And hopefully we could still get the Garcia versus Lomachenko fight. Is he going to go from 147 to fight at 135 in his next fight? Probably not. You know, you've got Luke Campbell waiting on his decision to see what he's going to do with the belt at 135. I don't know what's next for Mikey Garcia. It seemed like a very strange fight for him to take, especially as an undefeated fighter, to put his O on the line against Errol Spence. And listen, let me commend him on taking on that challenge, because so many fighters in boxing wouldn't have taken that challenge, wouldn't have put their O on the line like that, to go up 2 weight divisions to fight Errol Spence, who's a big welterweight. And a lot of people would consider him the best welterweight in the world. Obviously, he's spent a lot more time at welterweight than Crawford has. So I'd probably may give him the edge in that fight at the moment. I don't think that fight happens anytime soon, unfortunately, due to the politics of Top Rank and PBC, etc., etc. So I'm not sure what's next for Mikey Garcia. He definitely didn't disgrace himself in the ring. He came with heart. He came with determination. As I said, I would just love to know what they saw and what they thought the game plan was going into that, because it certainly didn't seem like he was trying to nick rounds. Like, he wasn't trying to nick rounds and get a close decision to me. Or maybe, you know, listen, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, as they say, you know. So maybe the plan was just not evident tonight, because of Errol Spence's excellence. That is highly likely because Spence was pretty much punch perfect. As I spoke about the variety of his punches as well, he's not just, trying to flog a dead horse, do the same punch all night. Like, he's got a great shot selection. He's gonna hurt you to the body. He's just gonna keep you guessing. Looking at some of these replays of the way Spence was just hunting him down and pinning him up against the ropes, just hurting him, putting in work. The guy is the truth. His name is definitely apt. And as they put the belt around him there, he looks like a very happy man. He's got very limited damage. I don't think that has put too much miles on the clock, that fight right there. He's got a great name on his resume. And going forward, obviously, we'd love to see Errol unify. Some great fights out there with Sean Porter. I think it's a great fight. They're both under the PBC banner. Keith Thurman is under the PBC banner. So these fights should be able to get made. I think ultimately the Crawford-Spence one is the one that the people will demand, and hopefully it will come about. But for now, I just have to tip my hat to both of the guys. As always, provided a lot of great entertainment. So as always, tip your hat to the fighters, because they're the ones that put their body on the line to entertain us. But mostly, obviously you give credit to Mikey Garcia for taking on that challenge, but it was one-way traffic. It was very much one-way traffic, to the point where, as I said, Garcia, his corner wanted to take him out. I think it was the 9th or 10th round. And, they're Mexicans. They don't want to go out sitting on their chair. They want to go out swinging, and I respect that. But I think it probably would have been the best thing, actually, for his health and well-being to take him out. Because those last 3 rounds, he just got pummeled. And you could see on his face he was a beaten man. He got busted up pretty good. And there's no way that sort of thing doesn't have an effect on a fighter long term. But I can't knock... Who can tell... You can't tell the Garcias how to handle a fight like that, really. At the end of the day, they've got experience within the game. They know their fighter. They love their fighter. They care for their fighter. And... I'm sure they would have loved to actually take him out, but that Mexican pride would have really hurt Mikey's ego to be stopped on his stool. So he went out like a champion. Yeah, I'd love to have a breakdown with himself and some of his camp on what the actual game plan going into this was, because I can't see what they saw. To me, the attributes of Errol Spence, it was always going to be a mountain to climb, and that's how it played out, So, shout out to Errol Spence. He goes on. I think he's definitely cemented himself as a pound for pound guy. I know a lot of people will point to the fact, they could call him a weight bully, or he was fighting someone that was coming up 2 weight divisions. But listen, you can only beat who's in front of you. Mikey Garcia is an extremely talented fighter, and Errol Spence did an absolute job on him. So credit to Spence. Yeah, Fighting Talk, first ever blog for 4:30 in the morning. I think I'm pretty coherent, and I did pretty well. So shout out to everyone tuned in. More in store. Much love.